Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's have a look at my first clear of Tsukuyomi. And then this was in the regular rotation, so if I beat it, then I will get the guaranteed first drop. Alright, gimmicks here are mostly gravity barriers. There are a little bit of damage walls and warps, depending on how we are doing. And then first stage we want to start with a bounce type and then aim for that little ribbon so that we can clear the stage in one turn. And then second stage we ideally would like to start with a pierce. If we do not, we can we can use a bounce, and then we can aim for the right wall, right where the Visceron's eyes are. That seems to work, so you can try that out with a bounce character. Okay, to talk about the team that I'm using, first I'm using Fuyo Evolution. She is a bounce with no gravity barrier and no warp. And then she has a strike shot, 4-turn strike shot, where she turns into a pierce. And that's super useful for this mission. There are many situations where using a pierce is better than a bounce. There are of course other situations where using a bounce is better. But Fuyo has that freedom to choose which one she wants to be. So that makes her really good for this quest. She also has an X-Laser XL, which is pretty strong. There are a lot of laser barriers in the quest though, so there will be places where that is not useful. Next up I'm using Karen Evolution. And she is a bounce with no gravity barrier and no warp, just like Fuyo. And she has one of the best bump combos for this mission, and that is the lock-on shockwave. All of the little guys, they are one hit, depending on your character's attack. And then if one enemy is hit by both of the shots from the lock-on shockwave, that will take them down, which is pretty big in this mission. Even if you miss a character, you can kind of follow up with the bump combo and then kind of cover your mistakes, so she's really good for that. And she also has a strike shot where she becomes a pierce, but she turns into a bounce after she hits a wall. So in certain situations that can be good for positioning or doing good damage against the boss. Next up, I am using my Reset Marathon monster, Hikari. She is a bounce with no gravity barrier. She has a strong bump combo. She has the Olympic Rings energy circle, and then the 25 homing shot. And yeah, the Olympic Rings are good. They are not stopped by laser barriers. The homing shots are stopped by the homing absorbers, so we want to get rid of those guys first. Okay, so that was a good example of Fuyo using her becomes a pure strike shot. She was trapped behind those characters, those enemies. So I used that strike shot to get through them and away from them. Okay, to continue about Hikari, she has a strike shot where she becomes a pierce, gets speed and power up, and then also does a meteor shot on everybody she hits. And that is also a very versatile, powerful strike shot. Also good for this mission. It's not super helpful in getting rid of screen, how can I say this? Ridding a screen of all of the little guys. Since everybody she hits will be one hit anyways. But if we can use it as a speed and power up, that can do good concentrated damage on the boss. And then finally, my friend, I am using the new Tanpopo Transcendent form. And she became a pierce. She has a flight and no gravity barrier, same as before. She has a new bump combo. It's the, how can I explain this? It's like a piercing shotgun that shoots in every direction. I'll think of a better name for that later. But it's surprisingly powerful for the fact that it goes in all directions. And then she has the same strike shot as before, where she sets a bomb, and then the power of the bomb is dependent on the number of hits you get during that turn. If I really wanted to kind of improve the damage from that strike shot, I would have brought a character with a blast bump combo, so that Tanpopo could get out her own bump combo during her strike shot. But I didn't do it, and it turned out to be okay anyway. Okay, so we are partway through the boss sequence, and this is probably the most difficult stage of the mission. The Tiamat down there, he has a lot of hit points, and if we do not take him down every turn, he will shoot out damage walls. And none of my guys have null damage walls, so that can be inconvenient. One thing I noticed, however, playing through this mission for the first time in the JP game, is that this stage seems to revive many more people than in the English version. So in the English version, it would revive 2 guys, but the shields around Tsukuyomi would be counted in those 2. But here... No, I guess it is 2. Maybe it was just my imagination. I think my luck was bad, and then the Tiamat was regenerated every turn. So it just felt like more than 2. Maybe that's what it was. Anyway, every turn that the Tiamat is revived, we definitely want to take it down. And then we also want to do damage to the boss. Okay, we used a couple strike shots, but we got through it. And then here is the last stage. And then here we want to take down the wizards every turn, since they also shoot out damage walls. And then we want to do damage to the boss. So here we're going to use a Tanpopo strike shot. We'll set the bomb right on Tsukuyomi's weak point, and then also take down the little guys, which is good. We only have 38 hits though, so the damage from the bomb will not be super high. But still, 1.5 million is very good. Alright, let's use Fuel's Pierce strike shot again, just to make sure we take down the little guys and set off some bump combos. And then here again, we'll make sure we get rid of the wizards, get some bump combos out. And then on this last stage, there are no laser barriers, so Friol's X-Laser will do good damage here. And there we go. So that was my first clear of a Tsukuyomi. And then, yeah, the characters that I pulled from the Hatcher, I don't have a lot of Hatcher monsters. But yeah, a couple of them are really good for Tsukuyomi. So I think I can look forward to making the max luck of Tsukuyomi fairly soon. Okay, so 2 drops and then the 1 guaranteed drop, so that is very nice. And yeah, about a little over 7 minutes for the clear. Tsukuyomi is considered one of the easier impossible missions to clear, and she's certainly the fastest, I would say, if you don't do anything like hit stops or gauge skips. Okay, so that was that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.